Bits of History. My name is Lee Pileski, President of the Resurrection Bay Historical Society. This bit of history is a look at the first issue of the first Seward newspaper. John Belaine, Seward's founder, and his brother Frank founded Seward's first newspaper, the Seward Weekly Gateway, in 1904. Randall H. Kemp was hired as editor. He departed from Seattle in July 1904 on the Santa Clara with a complete newspaper and printing plant, and arrived in Seward on August 1st. The first issue of the Seward Weekly Gateway had 4 pages and cost a dime. There was a major typographic error on the front page. The date was given as August 19th, 1094, instead of August 19th, 1904. Mr. Kemp encouraged public comments and suggestions about the paper in an editorial entitled "Always Welcome," in which he said, "Generally, the newspaper man dislikes the person who tells him how to run his paper. This rule does not hold good with the Gateway. It loves the individual who can inform him how he should conduct his business, even to the smallest detail. Such a character is always welcome at this office. He can place his muddy feet on the editor's desk, squirt tobacco juice on the office cat, and do many unpleasant things, so long as he fulfills the requirements of the business end of the paper. These requirements are that he be a paid-up subscriber or a prolific advertiser." The first issue contained a lot of advertisements for local businesses, including one of a business still operating in Seward. There was a social news column with such items as Mrs. A. H. Johnson and Mrs. A. M. Johnson on the 9th instant gave an ice cream party, which was a very enjoyable affair. On the 3rd instant, during the afternoon, a party of ladies went wildflower hunting. After securing handfuls of beautiful wildflowers and ferns, they were entertained by Mrs. Dr. Burns at a dainty luncheon. News articles reported that the Seward Electric Company would be ready to supply lights on September 2nd. The Seward water system would be laying mains along the principal streets as fast as possible, and soon the citizens would have water in their homes and business places. The paper also reported there were now about 30 children of school age in the town, and Dr. Sheldon Jackson, agent for education in Alaska, had notified the town that he would furnish a teacher and the necessary textbooks for a school, but the citizens must supply a building with seats and heating. A couple of local news items were Mr. George Sexton has a crew of men at work on West Adams Street, cleaning up the street and building a new sidewalk. Last Monday, a large black bear was in plain sight on the mountain northwest of town. For some time, the animal shambled along in the luxuriant green grass with which the mountainside is covered. Alfred Lowell, a local bear hunter, took his trusty rifle and went hunting for bear. But when he arrived at the spot, Bruin had departed. The editor included a thank you note in the paper to Mr. George Jamie and Mrs. Gabrielle, who remembered the editor's family with a fine string of trout fresh from the lake of the area. All in all, a good start. Over the years, the paper had various names: Seward Weekly Gateway, Seward Daily Gateway, and just plain Seward Gateway. And it continued to publish for 37 years, until 1941, when the big fire on 4th Avenue destroyed its offices. The Gateway newspapers are a tremendous source of information about the history of our town, and we are lucky that our local library has these newspapers available for the public in hard copy and microfilms. By the way, this October is American Archives Month, reminding us of the importance of archives, such as local newspapers. Thank you for listening to this bit of history. To learn more about Seward's interesting past, visit the Seward Museum, now open weekends from 1 to 5.